Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between lush green hills and whispering forests, there lived a young man named Harry. Unlike the other villagers who loved to talk, sing, and celebrate loudly, Harry was known for his silence. There, he met an old monk named Master Lee, who was sitting peacefully near a small pond, his eyes closed, listening to the soft breeze and the gentle sound of water. Harry, full of energy, couldn't resist asking, "Master, why do you sit here in silence for so long? Don't you get bored?" The old monk slowly opened his eyes, smiled, and said, "Young boy, silence is not empty. It is full of answers." They shared their problems and asked for advice. And Harry, with his quiet and thoughtful nature, helped them find their own solutions. The disagreement had been going on for weeks, and now it seemed like the whole village would break apart because of it. People shouted, blamed, and hated each other, and the noise and chaos made everyone upset. Harry didn't take sides. Instead, he invited both leaders to meet him by the peaceful river. When they arrived, Harry said nothing. He simply sat down, closed his eyes, and listened to the sound of the water flowing. He told them to be patient, to listen to others, and to think before they spoke. And most importantly, he showed them the beauty of silence. If you liked this story, give us a thumbs up and share this story with your friends. Also, tell us in the comment section what you think about this story and what you learned from it. We eagerly wait to read your comments. Well, if you want to listen to more stories like this, then subscribe to our channel. We wish you a very good day and hope you keep watching our videos. Bye-bye. Harry didn't understand those words back then, but that sentence stayed with him for years. He became known as the silent teacher, the man who could solve problems by simply being quiet. One day, his students gathered around him and asked, "Master, what is the greatest lesson silence has taught you?" With a gentle smile, Harry replied, "In silence, I found myself." Then his peaceful eyes closed as he sat by the same river where his journey had begun, surrounded by the soft music of nature. And so, Harry's story became a legend, the story of a man who changed the world, not with words, but with silence. And he continued to teach everyone who came to him that sometimes the loudest noise comes from the emptiest hearts. That's why true strength is not always shown by shouting and being violent, but sometimes by being calm and quiet. People often called him the quiet one, or that silent boy. "Why are we here? Say something. Solve the problem," they demanded. Harry quietly gestured for them to sit and listen. At first they resisted, but eventually the calmness of the place softened their anger. They sat in silence for a long time. As they listened to the peaceful surroundings, they began to hear their own hearts. The noise of their egos disappeared. After a while, one leader spoke softly. "Maybe, just maybe, we can share the land." The other agreed. "Yes, we've been too loud to hear the right solution." And just like that, the village problem was solved, not through arguments, but through the power of silence. They argued with their neighbors, complained about everything, and filled their days and nights with unnecessary noise. But he remembered the monk's words and decided to explore the power of silence. Every day after his work in the fields, Harry spent time alone in the forest, sitting by the river, listening to the birds, the wind, and the rustling leaves. At first it was difficult. His mind kept wandering and he missed the sound of people and their conversations. But slowly he started to feel peace inside him. Do you ever feel like your memory is slipping? Do you wish your thinking was sharper, your focus stronger, your mind faster? Introducing Sharpening Your Brain, the ultimate guide to unlocking your brain's true potential with simple, proven, and practical methods. Inside this book, you'll discover how to boost your memory, how to solve problems faster, how to improve your focus, how to beat mental fatigue, and so much more. This isn't just a book. It's a life-changing toolkit for your mind. If you want to succeed, if you want to get ahead, if you want to outsmart the competition, this book is for you. Grab your copy now. It's time to give your brain the edge it deserves. He discovered that silence was not about avoiding people. It was about listening carefully both to the world and to himself. They found it strange because Harry wasn't actually born quiet. When he was a little boy, he used to talk endlessly, laugh loudly, and ask 1,000 questions. But one day, something changed his life forever. One afternoon, when Harry was 10 years old, he went with his father to the village monastery at the top of the hill. As he grew older, Harry noticed that people in the village often spoke without thinking. One day, Harry met a traveler who had lost his way in the forest. The man was frustrated and angry. "Why don't you say something? Tell me which way to go," he shouted. Harry simply pointed towards the right path with a calm smile. The traveler, surprised by Harry's quietness, followed his direction and safely reached the village. Later, he returned to thank Harry. "You taught me something valuable today," he said. "Sometimes words are not necessary. Your calmness gave me more confidence than 1,000 loud voices." Harry smiled, happy to have shown the traveler the power of silence. From that day on, more and more people came to Harry seeking his wisdom. Then one day, the village faced a big problem. 2 important leaders were fighting over land. The leaders were confused. From that day on, everyone in the village respected Harry even more. And as the years went by, Harry grew old, but his wisdom only grew stronger. The end. So guys, this was the story of Harry, the silent man.